So a weekly update. What's happened this week? We met with the aspiring farmers who have found a retiring farmer who's willing to back them, probably through vendor finance, which is amazing. And so we're working through a game plan right now around getting the right people alongside them, right advisors, and some ideas on a pathway. And to make that work, a lot of it is also making sure they're thinking about how to make the retiring farmer a part of the whole process and feel valued, and make sure they know that, because I think that's a very key thing that sometimes we overlook. We're working with farmers who are interested in that mushroom farm in Gippsland, trying to unpack options for them and why they would take on this option, what financial matters they need to think through, what advisors they need to talk through, and how they could use this as really to kick off their mushrooming empire. Love having those sort of discussions, and we're working with those people through that option. We're in discussions with a dad who wants to back his son onto a farm. Love this option, and this is something you all should be thinking about as well. Can you get some money out of your olds onto your farm? Because that could be the leverage needed to get an investor or convince a retiring farmer to step back. If you can have access to some form of money, it is a great thing. So we've got a retiring farmer in our books that we haven't advertised, and they're not quite convinced to jump yet, but they had a really great chat last week. So I'm hoping to get my matchmaking skills going and get those two connected in the back end. So we'll let you know if that succeeds. We are nutting out the details of the Cultivator program. Love that name. This is the second running of that program where an investor is ready to back another Top Gun aspiring farmer. They backed Freeland Pork, so they want to go again. We're going to incubate 10 farmers. We're asking aspiring farmers to cover the costs of this program, but we're also seeking corporate sponsors to make it easier. This will happen over 6 months, and at least one farmer will be backed onto a farm of their dreams. Will hopefully wrangle a few more investors along the way. So it could be 2 or 3 farmers. So please spread the word. This is going to be happening. Think about whether you want to be on part of it. Send me your email. I'll put you on this mailing list to get you on board. But we know this is a world first, and we want to make sure it is appropriately recognized as such. Because this is why we set up Cultivate Farm, is to make it possible for you, if you're good enough to own a farm, the ball is now in your courts. If you want to prove you're the best, jump on this program and let's get you in front of an investor who can back you. Talking about investors, we'll be talking to another potential investor who's quite broad in their investment opportunity range in terms of location and types of farming. So we're trying to understand their situation better, and also they love our model and want to back next-gen farmers. So we're trying to build that relationship, and hopefully soon we'll be able to tell you about that. And we're thinking about writing a book. Everyone does it. We're thinking it could be something like how to go from zero to farmer. But we have been creating so much content over the last 3 years that we really need to compile it all and have it in one spot where you can sit there and read and get inspired and get all the tips and tactics and tricks on how you can get yourself in front of retiring farmers or investors, or get yourself farm ownership ready. So if anyone out there knows how to write a book and what we need to do to make that happen, or if anyone out there wants to help fund the development of that book or publish it or whatever, let us know. But that's definitely something in 2019 we'll try and unpack, because I think it's going to sell like hotcakes. What is stopping you from applying for a Cultivate Farms farm opportunity? We put a post up during the week with this very question, and it's probably one of the most engaging posts we've ever had. So the question was, we have a lot of farm opportunities, but a lot of our aspiring farmers aren't applying. What is stopping you from applying for our farm opportunities? So we really were trying to get at what can we be doing better, and what farms could be trying to find, which a lot of times we aren't in control of which farms we can find. We just take what we're given from these retiring farmers. But how can we present these farms so that you're more likely to go, oh, okay, that's actually something I should go for. So the responses were really encouraging and also really confronting as well. I guess we're sort of pulling apart the whole core of what Cultivate Farms is about. And we had probably, I don't know, it's like 80 or 100 comments and discussions from us and aspiring farmers. So thank you to those who did participate. And what we've done is dumped all of the responses, well, if not all, most of the responses and our responses to that in this post. We'll turn into a blog post as well. So you can scroll through and see what your peers are thinking in terms of what is stopping them jumping onto farm opportunities like that. We think they're amazing farm ownership opportunities, but some people are thinking they're not quite suited for them. We'll just unpack why that is, and also unpack some bigger questions and bigger thinking around maybe what's stopping you from applying for some of these farms. The ball's probably in our court. Probably the ball might be due with the farm itself, but also we think the ball is probably in your court as well around what are you thinking and what are you prepared to do to realise your farm ownership opportunities, dreams, sorry. And we think these opportunities can be a great way to get you there. Not all of them will be perfect, but we encourage you to think about them seriously and think about what is stopping you and get yourself prepared to jump on them. So I'll discuss some more general ideas, but read through the blog, read through the text below to see all the detailed responses and discussions around this topic. It's really enlightening. I love it, and hopefully we'll just keep sharing this post over and over and over and get this knowledge out of you, because it's helping us refine our business model as well and making sure we're giving you something you want as aspiring farmers. So the number one was location, and people aren't willing to move beyond a certain range, which is absolutely fine, and that's what you need to know is where will or won't you move to chase your dreams, but also know that the more restrictive you are, it lowers the chances of you finding your farm, i.e. there could be a ripper farm 200 k's away, but it's just out of your range. So what might you need to do to increase your range, or just be comfortable with that? But that seems to be one. We can't do much about that. We can only give farms that are available to us, but we'll keep trying to find farms across all of Australia. A few feedback comments were, it's not the perfect opportunity, and I guess what we're saying there is no opportunity is ever going to be perfect, let alone if that happens in the business world and in the normal world, but also in this farming opportunity world. There'll never be a perfect match. And I guess we want you to understand what you can live with and what you can't, but maybe be a bit more flexible in what you can live with, because we're after farm entrepreneurs here who can see maybe a blank slate or can see the kernel of a great opportunity, and we want you to jump onto that and build it and use these farms as a stepping stone to your farming empire. Can you get on this farm and have a crack at it? Maybe take a hit in your wage or take a hit in your income, because you know you're building your wealth and you're building your skills, but you're also connecting yourself to a community, which then could open up opportunities for you to other farms and other farmers to be able to grow your wealth and grow your skills and grow your empire. So that's the sort of mentality we want, is don't think that these farms are going to be perfect and match you perfectly, because that probably will never happen. And I hate the idea that you have regret. We don't want you to have any regret. If there's something there that you think you can have a crack at, we encourage you to have a go. A lot of people say that the farms are looked at on our website, you can't make a living off. And I think under certain models, you couldn't make a living off some of those farms, but there are so many models you can apply to these farms. And that's the mentality we want people to have. Again, being farm entrepreneurs, maybe there's a different crop or a different farming technique you can apply on these properties that can make them a viable opportunity. We're dealing with farmers who are of retirement age, are running out of energy, maybe running out of ability to implement these ideas, and they want you on board to scale the farm up. And that's, I guess, the mentality we want you to have. Think about these farms as a blank slate that you can build on and make profitable. But also some of these farms probably can't make enough money, even if you do change the methods for you to live. But again, what we want you to think about this in your long-term vision. If you're not on a farm at the moment, you want to, jumping onto a farm that can maybe provide you half your income could be an amazing way to build your farming skills, build your wealth, build your network of farmers, to then use that as a basis to go find your next farm that you add to this and build your empire that way.